my channel, or if you're new, hello, my name is Megan, and today we're going to do both week 1 and week 2 of my check-ins. I'm just kind of behind because of my trip for videos, so I'm just going to do both of them at once. So we're going to fill out my monthly budget and then fill out the week 1 and week 2 looking at the daily spending tracker. And just so you know, these are my budget sheets. They're from my Etsy shop. It's called BudgetQueenShop, so go check it out if you are interested. And let's get right on to the video. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to flip to my monthly budget, and I'm going to look at my expenses down here for what I budgeted out for them. And then I'm going to write it in this spot up here. This is just a really good reference for when you spend each week to look at what your monthly budget is as a whole. And then it gives you the category balance moving forward. So I'm going to write in all of my categories, and then we will go over the budget, groceries, gas, eating out, my husband's spending, my spending, kids, household, and other. So if you haven't watched my November monthly budget, you should go do that maybe first, just so I explain a little bit further why I have chosen this much for the budget. So groceries, I do $200 a week around, so that is $800 a month. I live in British Columbia, Canada, and I eat a pretty healthy diet with my husband and 2 kids, so it's fairly expensive. So $200 a week is a really tight budget for us, but that's what we try to do. And then gas is $150. I know that we had to do some traveling and stuff still, so I kept that up. And then $100 for eating out. We tend to do that a little bit more in the winter. $40 for allowance just in case something pops up. And then $150 for kids. I do have to buy diapers, wipes, and formula. And then $100 for household. We have been going through a lot of household products, so that is that. And then $50 for like miscellaneous. So $14.30 is our entire monthly budget for expenses. Now I'm going to flip to this page. I'm going to zoom you guys in and we'll focus on week 1. Okay, I hope you guys can see all right. So week 1 is from the 30th to the 5th. I'm going to write down my categories again, super quick. It only takes a second to do this, and if you have different categories each week, this is why I have left them blank for you. S spend, M spend, kids, household, and other. So now we're going to go through the transactions for week 1. So for groceries, we spent $89.25 on the day that we came back from our trip, just to stock up on just all the basics for now, and then we went and got a little bit more at a different store. So altogether we spent $120.22. So that was actually fairly decent. Again, that was just for necessities to just get us through the rest of the week until we got paid. And then for gas, as you can see, we're looking at expenses, by the way, on this category, and then the description is whatever these are, the categories. So as you can see, we didn't spend anything for gas, and 0 for eating out, 0 for my husband's spending. I had an interview to go to, just so you guys know, so I spent $53.14 on like nail stuff and some makeup and whatnot, so that was out of my allowance, $53.14. And just so you guys know, very exciting news, I got the job that I applied for and had 2 interviews for. So now I officially am going to work at an insurance office. starting December 1st. So that will change my budget a little bit. I'll be getting higher pay, but I will be paying higher daycare costs. I'm not actually putting my kids in daycare as there's none in town that can take my 1.5-year-old as well as my 3.5-year-old. So I'm getting like a private person, like a nanny slash babysitter, at a really small fee. So those fees add up though. I'll be paying about $600 a month for childcare for the next year until I can get my daughter into a proper licensed daycare where I can get proper funding for daycare. That's a whole other story. I will explain it in a video coming up. Maybe I'll do like a video describing my workplace and what that will entail for daycare costs and that kind of stuff, because I'm still trying to figure all of it out. So I'll just take a moment to figure out all of my thoughts with that and then maybe do a video for you guys. So anyways, let's keep going with the video. $26 for kids. That was a can of formula for my daughter. And then household, we spent $20. That was laundry detergent when we got back. And then we didn't spend anything on others, so that was awesome. We spent a total of $219.36, so really good with the spending. Until we get to week 2, that is another story. So to get our category balance, this is a really good reference for when I go into week 2. I can look at my category balance, say, hey, I need to adjust the budget this way and this way because I'm overspending in this category, or I have enough money in this category. So it's really good to have this weekly spending tracker to go back and see how you're doing. So what we do to get our category balance for week 1 is we take the monthly budget, we subtract what we spent, and then we put it into our new category balance. So 800 subtract 120.22 is 679.78. For gas, we still have the full 150. Also for eating out, we still have the 100. For my husband, we still have the $40. Now I had 40 and I overspent by 13, 14, so I'm just gonna write those in brackets and a minus sign so I know that I'm over there. For kids, 150, subtract 26 and I'm left with 124. I had 100 in household, I spent 20, so I have 80 remaining. And then I didn't spend any in others, so I still have the full 50. So we are left with a remainder of $1,210.64, which is awesome. So now we'll go to week 2. This is a whole other story, so I'll adjust the pages again. Okay, so I just had to zoom you guys out a little bit more, and I'm going to write the categories again. Usually you do 1 week at a time, not 2 weeks like I am doing. But like I said, I'm behind on my videos, so that's why I'm combining them. So just rewrite your categories. It seems tedious, but it's really not. It takes you, what, like 10 seconds, so it's not that big a deal. Household and other. We spent so much money. We were stocking up for groceries and pantry items and that kind of stuff because when we left, guys, we had literally no food in the kitchen. We emptied it all out, ate what was left over because we were gone for almost, I think, over 10 days. So we knew that we had to eat all the food up, and then we just had to buy a lot of food when we got home, which we were prepared for. So we'll go over groceries right now. So we have an expense here for $127.93. We have another one here for $102.37, and then this one was the big stock up of $154.31. So lots of grocery spending, but I also think I kind of messed up on this. I think my husband got more household stuff than I wrote down here. I think he got a lot more than $20 worth, but he's not here and I don't have the receipts anymore. So I'm just gonna say that they're groceries, and either way, as long as you're tracking all of your expenses, that's what counts. It doesn't really matter what category it comes out of at the end of the day. So altogether, we spent $384.61 on groceries, which I find is a little ridiculous because I don't think we actually spent that much on groceries. Like I said, I think we put a lot more in household than I thought. So Again, I'll just do the spent category and then we'll do the category balance after. Last Saturday we had to go out of town, 3.5 hour drive to my sister-in-law's house for my niece's birthday. We spent like 2 hours there and then drove another 3.5 hours back. It was very important that we go and see her because now that they have moved away, we won't get to see them until I think March of next year or even April. So it was important that we went and saw them. So it was worth the gas money of a total of $78.92 to go and see them for sure. And then since we left at 9 a.m. that morning and got back at 6 p.m. that night, we did eat out a couple of times at, I think my husband got McDonald's and I got Tim Hortons. So $47.21 was our eating out. And then when my husband went back to work, he went to the corner store before work one day and spent $12.46 on a sandwich, I think, and an energy drink. I cannot remember. And then I went and spent $4.47. I honestly cannot remember what that was on, but that's okay. Then my husband again got another formula can and my son's diapers, so that was $46. Household, again, I think I spent way more than $20, but that is what I wrote down. And then for other, we spent $10.08 at the dollar store. I had to get like a big gift bag for my niece and a card and some tissue paper. So the grand total for week 2 is $603.75. Like, how? That was 3 times more than this. And this is why it's so good to also do these weekly spending trackers, because you get to see, like, I didn't think week 2 was that bad, but writing it down and writing down the total of that week, it really puts it into perspective, like how much you actually spend without even knowing it. So yeah, that was a big week. Now what we do to get the category balance is take last week's category balance and subtract what we spent this week, and then it'll give you your new number going forward into week 3. So week 1, subtract week 2 for groceries. We still have $295.17. Next we'll do gas. We have $71.08 remaining. For eating out, we have $52.79 remaining. For my husband's spending, we still have $27.54. For me, I was already over, so we are over in this category by $17.61. And then for kids, I still have $78. For household, I still have $60. And then for other, I still have $39.92. And then for the next 2 weeks, I have $606.89 to work with. So again, if I were making my bi-weekly budget number 2, I'd make sure that my expenses only max out at like $600 and then reflect upon these numbers. Like, I wouldn't give myself any allowance. I'd watch the eating out and then I'd really watch the groceries. But since I already made my bi-weekly budget number 2, since I got paid yesterday, because of filming in YouTube, I have to make my budgets early. I wasn't able to reflect those numbers 100%. So I wrote down $650. You can see where I'm a little bit over, but I kind of looked at my numbers before making my bi-weekly budget. So I'll just make sure to spend less than $600 in the next 2 weeks. So that's $300 every week. I'm pretty sure I can do it. This week was a lot because it was stocking up on stuff that we needed coming home again. So that's why it is so expensive. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this very long video. I know it was long and a little bit tedious, but this is what I love doing, and I love focusing in on my budgets. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you guys like my channel, please subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!